It's that show, Dom.
That show, Adam.
It's that show that never stops. Welcome to another episode of Two Detroit Nerds. I'm over here with my co-host Dom. Dom, what's good, bro?
Everything is good, my boy. You know me, man. It's always like that for me, bro. Especially when we're doing this, it always puts me in that mood. So you
Yeah,
know
it's like,
me. What about you, bro?
man, I'm chilling. This is like a fish to water. Sometimes I get dehydrated and then I got to get another podcast in. It's all good. You know how it is.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we got a great guest in the studio. We've done some work with him before, but he's on solo mode this time. We wanted to do audio only, kind of kick it old school for our old school fans who've been listening to this podcast from the beginning. You guys know that this started on Discord, so we sometimes come back to Discord just to do these kinds of intimate profiles of people that we really like. We got Maalsnappin in the studio. Mal, what's good, bro?
Yeah, man, appreciate them all here, and I appreciate to be here. Like I say, we done some work together, and I'm excited about this podcast. I'm excited to be on this platform, and so hey, let's get to it.
Let's get this.
Mm-hmm.
Lit. So, when we first talked a little while ago, you were telling
Mm-hmm.
me you guys are Florida based. You guys have
Yep.
you guys got one cohort that's in NC in North Carolina, but you're a
Mm-hmm.
Florida guy. My family's from Florida. Florida is kind of where my story begins, but I want to
Mm-hmm.
hear about your story, man. So you're from South Florida, right? Where exactly are you from?
So yes, I was definitely born and raised in Dade County. Well, we used to say Dade County, but that is Miami-Dade
Mm-hmm.
County, Miami, Florida. I would
Born
say that
and
was
raised. Yeah.
yep. I definitely I lived there until about like 10 years old, give or take, to be honest with you. And from there, once after 10, we moved around a lot from back and forth from Florida to Georgia. Um, and so that was a little bit around my teenage year. But besides outside of that, I'm currently living in Charlotte, North Carolina.
True.
We so North Carolina been nice. North Carolina, nice. If I ever say come out to North Carolina, man, you experience all the nice four seasons. It's great. I gotta say, man, North Carolina has definitely been a good spot to live. So sorry about that tangent.
No, I
um,
that's what we're here for, man. We're here for the
mm,
tangent. So when you were growing up in Florida,
yeah,
you guys do this podcast that's called Freestyle Anime.
yeah.
When you were growing up, how open could you be about the things that you liked, like anime? Like, could you really talk
Oh
about it?
man, that's a great question, man. That's a great question. A lot of stigma growing out anime saying it was weird, but unfortunately, I didn't grow up in that stigmatism that it was weird. Uh,
Mm,
so a lot of the time, especially in the hood of where I was currently living in Miami, in Little Haiti to be exact,
mhm,
everybody was watching that because I remember even traveling, going to the Caribbeans when I go to Haiti, and I'll be
mhm.
watching Sailor Moon and different anime stuff while even Street Fighter on TV while I was in Haiti. So therefore, even back then and during my adolescence, I was still be able to watch anime. So it was nothing weird off of it, you know.
Right.
So I never had that stigmatism. Even when I got older, I would say I didn't really start to develop that stigmatism to anime was weird until I actually got to college. It was actually when I was 19 years old. I ain't never gonna forget this. I was in the computer lab and I forgot
Mhm,
which anime at the time I was watching. And I think it was like two or three girls that walked by and
mhm.
they're like they literally the exact word one of the girls said, "What the fuck is you watching?" And I remember that was her exact words. And I remember looking at her and I was just like, "Oh, so this is what they talk about." But at that time, I'm like 19 years old, so I didn't give a damn. So I was like, "All right, you can keep it moving. First of all, why are you all up in my personal space?
Right.
Do you realize how much work you have to do to come and lean over my back to see what I was watching?" And my mom like, "You one nosy ass chick, dog." It's like,
Taking time out of
yo,
her day to see what you doing, bro. Like,
Right,
yeah,
come
right.
on.
for real, bro. I was
Mhm.
like, yo. So I never really heard that stigma until I got actually like out of my until I actually start creating the podcast, to be honest with you. And that's when I started hearing other people's stories and how they grew up with anime. I'm like, oh man, I didn't have that because growing up, it was my job. Cause I got out of school early, so I had older brothers that put me on anime. I had to
Mhm.
record that episode like through Toonami or Adult Swim through a VH tape, so my brothers can come home and still enjoy the anime as well. So it was my
Wow,
duty to stay up and watch all these animes. Like, so it was.
wow.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
just it just became a part of me. To be honest with you, it was something I enjoyed more than watching any other cartoon because they were just saying something about anime that speak more volume and more substance. Where I feel like these other cartoon. I'm sorry. I think cartoon lose me when people's talking about a cheese gun ray and stuff like that. I'm like, what we gonna do with that? I can't do
Right.
nothing. Who's killing that? Yeah.
Right,
As a child, I'm
right.
like, who's afraid of
Right.
cheese? Instantly. So
But I wanna bring it back to for a second.
go ahead.
Did you say you were Haitian?
Yeah. So my parents, my mom is Haitian, and my dad is Bahamian. So I'm Haitian Bahamian.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah. Haitian Bahamian.
Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely been in Haiti. I was even in Haiti even watching anime. So even playing the Sailor Moon game, Street Fighter game, anything we can even
Mhm.
get on. So it was like anime was just a part of my childhood since I can
Mhm.
remember. Even part of my culture.
Mhm.
I would say even a lot of people don't know. I think One Piece, the Beat of Liberation.
Mhm.
If you ever go, there's a festival called Junkanu, and in the Bahamas they happen every year during around the
Mhm.
holiday season, around Christmas, and the beat and the drum that they're using is from that festival as well. So
Wow.
that's pretty dope as well. So
Yeah.
It is dope, especially when you see like when you can see one culture's inspiration or influence from another's, right? Because
mhm,
especially around the times that One Piece was being made and created by Oda,
mhm,
it's hard to kind of consider the fact that they can be inspired by a lot of things
mhm,
outside of their culture, just because it's you're used to where you're from, what you know about what makes your place on the map your place,
mhm,
what you brought to the world and whatnot. So seeing that, I mean, I give credit for that, bro, because very well that could have took a left for him, that could have not worked, could have not connected with a lot of people. But
yeah,
me having the friends that I do that are the super fans of One Piece, I've heard so many good things from Oda with cultural appreciation, because a lot of anime also does not appropriate themselves right when they're depicting
right,
other cultures. And we've seen that with a lot of early anime too. Like, even around the time One Piece was first released, they weren't the best at depicting a certain race. So I
mhm,
think that's awesome. I personally never knew that. I did not know that that's where it derived from. So that's even more dope to me now.
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
well, like, when you're talking about anything that's gotta do with the Caribbean, if you're talking about anything that's gotta do with pirates, you talking about anything that's gotta do with that, you gotta
mhm,
have some influences of those islands that define that place, and that's the Bahamas, that's Barbados, that's,
mhm,
St. Vincent, that's Jamaica,
yeah,
obviously, that's
mhm,
Haiti. And, to
mhm.
get to Haiti, because I really wanted to say this, Haiti's a magical place, man. That's where
A
magic
hundred
that's where
percent.
magic is still going on. See, a lot of people don't
Mhm,
understand that magic is very
mhm.
a dead serious thing, bro. Magic is a very real thing. See, they don't know. They
Yeah.
don't know, ma. They see, we know
Yeah,
though. We know you could take somebody's soul up in Haiti, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
and to have that influence probably opened your mind at a very young age to the possibilities of
yeah,
storytelling, the
mhm,
possibilities, that maybe somebody that was American and their only exposure to, fantasy might be Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or some shit.
mhm,
You got real fantasy going on in Haiti. You got real, magic going on over there. So for
yeah.
you, I'm sure probably opened your mind to possibilities that allowed you to absorb, something like anime that was so out of this world and so imaginative, in a way
I
where
agree.
probably, you know what I mean?
Mhm. I can see that to an extent because one thing I always appreciate for the Caribbean culture, especially Haiti, because I traveled Haiti more during my younger days than to the Bahamas.
Mhm.
That we will appreciate Earth a lot more than we come to the U.S. Um, we appreciate
Yeah.
the rain. I mean, we're celebrating the rain, having parades in the rain. The festivals are always a good time, and you
Mhm.
learn just to appreciate just the littlest things like power, constant, like 'cause we don't always have the best running system in Haiti. So, but
Yeah.
yet the magic that you talk about there just is still a beautiful place. The culture, the things you get to and infused when you step onto Haiti, man. Haiti definitely full of culture, full of
Mhm.
richness, and
Mhm.
I mean, I definitely have one thing I'll say, man. I definitely been proud of Ben Zoe, and
Mhm.
yeah, man. Just I gotta say this just one time, man. Shout out to my Zoes, man. Shout out to my Zoes,
These,
man.
yo, let's
Yeah,
go.
shout out to my
Let's go.
Zoes, man.
Yo, they
Um,
zigzagging out. Yo, Dom don't
yeah,
know about that.
yeah, man. Yo, Haitians, man, we coming up. We coming up. We're getting in different areas and different avenues that people never knew that we could be a part of. And I'm just so proud to be a part of that Haitian culture, the Haitian community where, hey, we're taking everything that we're learning because there's a lot of people that like me that travel back and forth to Haiti growing
Uh,
up, during our toddler years. So we got the both of both worlds where, hey, man, I got the Caribbean where, hey, I can sit this out. I live in the Caribbean. I remember there was a time where I spent my whole entire summer in Haiti.
yeah.
Like I didn't even
Wow.
know what the U.S. even looked like sometimes. So I had to come back. I spent so much time in Haiti that when I come back, I forget English. So I had to
Yeah.
Wow.
relearn English
Wow. You were on that
every
stuff
time.
Hey,
Yeah,
you were there, yo. You
absolutely,
were
my
deed up to the
mabule.
feet
So
up.
yeah, so it was yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So so yeah, it
Yeah.
was just something like that. So that I would say that was probably my biggest struggle. Learning when you go from like being in one environment, then move to another environment. Oh man, that culture shock is always no matter how much you think you're good at it. When you go from one culture to another culture, you always going to experience that culture shock,
Yeah.
regardless,
Right.
regardless.
hmm
And it takes a
and
while for you to adapt.
yeah, and like one of the things that I noticed from friends that are, be into anime, where there's this through line where all of
Mm-hmm.
us are kind of from different cultures, like
Mm-hmm.
there's almost like a prerequisite to appreciate anime in a certain way where you can't
Yeah.
really fully be American. You have to already have been kind of broken into understanding different cultures, getting used to hearing different languages, so that when you
Mm-hmm.
get into a medium like anime, it's not that weird that you're listening to a different language. It's not that weird that you're seeing, something that isn't happening where you are. You kind of
Yeah.
have to have that exposure. Yeah, man. No, I see
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I hear
Absolutely.
you.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree.
I hear you, man. I
Plus,
hear you.
it's good too, man, because this mention of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Being from America, you're not so friend. I don't want to even say friendly. You're not so familiar with diversity as a whole as somebody who,
Mm-hmm.
if your parents come from somewhere else and you actually get to go back and travel and like really soak
Mm-hmm.
everything in. It's a lot different here. America, it's a melting pot. So you kind of just you're here. If let's say you stay here, you don't do too much traveling outside. It's like everything about or so accustomed to is really
Mm-hmm.
just like American based. You know what I mean? And we
Yep.
know what that is. It's all the
Mm-hmm.
same. But to have those cultural ties, it speaks a lot because people you got to figure a lot of people come to America out from outside of a different culture, so they're in the same perspective as what you were saying, like being from here, going to Haiti, going spending your summers. They are experiencing that culture shock on a much different level than we could see it to be. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if you're from America, a lot of these places you're going, you're already meeting, getting somewhat of a look into from somebody that's here, like their culture, whereas they're just coming from somewhere completely different. Like America does everything so different than the rest. I'm not saying everybody else is
Mm-hmm.
similar, but America has its own little way of how they do, whereas a lot of these cultures, specifically the ones that were mentioned, have similarities in the right areas. You know what I mean? It's not
Mm-hmm.
just set in stone on like one opinion or like one way of life. So I think it's
Yeah.
it's awesome, man. It's just so good. I have parents. I
Yeah.
mean, not parents, but I have people in my family from different areas of the world too. So Adam as
Mm-hmm.
well. So I think, like he was saying, we can all make that connection
Mm-hmm.
right back to anime. You know what I mean? Like we all
Mhm.
get it. It's not weird, especially
Yeah.
Yeah.
because when anime came here, it was always in English. Like no matter what, unless you got some copies from overseas that were still subtitled, and we all know how bad subtitles were back
Yeah.
then. I mean, the
Woo!
translations were just so bad, bro. You
Yeah.
couldn't even for
Yep.
sure know what the fuck you were reading and if it actually
Mm-hmm.
made sense or fit. You were just, you know what I'm saying? You were more intrigued with what you were watching as opposed to what was being said. Whereas fast forward now, we want everything as a whole. That's why the appreciation level just skyrocketed for me personally, at least.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I hate when I'm seeing people like, oh, there's not enough anime to watch. Excuse me? What you
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
Like,
excuse me?
dog, that's
What?
all you could watch for a long period of time and
Straight
still
up.
not even catch up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what anybody else says. And I just had this discussion yesterday. One of my boys,
Mm-hmm.
it was like more of like a debate. He was like, why? He basically said that he does watch subtitles
Mm-hmm.
for newer shows upon release, but he said if there's already a show he hasn't watched and he's got the option of sub and dub, he goes straight for dub. And I came
Oh
for
wow.
him, bro, because I can't do dubs. And my main reason was outside of the original ones, like let's just name it, like Dragon Ball, whatever was on Toonami, Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Z, Naruto,
Yeah.
Bleach, like all these shows. those I can handle in dub because I watched those growing up that way. Now,
Mhm.
when you fast forward to these new generations, like your My Heroes, Demon Slayers, Jujutsu Kaisen, and all these shows, I've
Mhm.
seen clips online of the English dubs, and then they're cringy, bro. They're just so bad to me. Like, I cannot even sit there and listen to 5 minutes of it and be able to enjoy the show. I'm like, nah, this is
Uh,
not it. This is
yeah.
not Midoriya. This is not the Tanjiro that I know. These who are these niggas, bro? Like, let's be
I
real here.
I give you that. I give you that because some dubs just don't hit the same. I give you that. I give you that. You know.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I'll be the first to say, like, you can hear a bad dub a mile away, and it can really
Yeah.
take you out
Yes.
of the show for sure. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm not a sub guy. I started by watching dub, like we were saying, and I just stuck
Mhm.
to it. And for me,
Mhm.
when I'm listening to these characters speaking in an American, English accent, obviously I know that's not how they actually sound, but to me, it's just
Right.
more accessible and allows me to
Mhm.
just kind of sit back and watch the show. So
Yeah.
while I respect subs and I understand that is the purest way to watch an anime, I can still watch a good dub. A bad dub, throw it in
Yeah.
the trash, burn it, fuck them.
Mhm.
But a good,
Yeah.
like a reasonable dub, I'll take that
Mhm.
over a sub just because it lets me get into the show a little bit more. That's just me. That's
Yeah.
my opinion.
That's awesome.
No, no, that
That's
I feel that
yeah.
big time too, bro. Because it's
Yeah.
like it's the same one way that it is in reverse. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like what I was so used to and fond of throughout like my real dive into anime is like the same for you, Adam. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I was watching was sub, while everything you were watching is dub. So
Right.
it's
Mhm.
all this. It's just the familiarity. Like
Yeah.
it's just what kept you, not what got you there, but what kept you. You know what I mean? And I feel
Mm.
that
Yeah.
because one of
Mm.
the best counter arguments I've ever heard of anybody that says why they prefer dub to sub is, you can pay attention to what you're watching more. And I agree with that because
Yeah.
while reading subs, although you can read fast enough, you still are for, however many seconds it may be, you are looking away to read the text to then go back to what you're
Mhm.
watching at the same time where and
Mhm.
Adam even brought that up as a kind of argument towards me one time. He's like,
Yeah.
bro, he's like, I actually like to watch what the fuck I'm watching and I have to read through what happens. So I
Yeah.
trust me, I get it on both sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think both sides are awesome. I'm more so of I enjoy both. The reason I enjoy both because I'm married and I have kids, and so my wife is
Mm,
not an anime person per
mm,
se, but she's enjoy a good anime, and
mm,
so
mm,
I get the experience where hey, I get to watch it, get to do it for fun, get to do it for the podcast, get to do it for work. So I'm very blessed and honored, and I think
mm,
the extra gravy is that you know what when it comes out in dub. I sit there and watch it with my wife, and we've been to the movies together, we've been to function together. So
mm.
I gotta say I'm blessed, so therefore I can't hate on dub because dub has helped put my wife on anime. So I
Hundred
love
Right.
it.
percent,
Right.
bro. It's a new
Right.
Mm-hmm.
avenue for somebody outside that
Mm-hmm.
like normally probably wouldn't have been able to get into, like you're saying. Like if
Yeah.
everything was sub, right? Let's say they never went with the option to have English voice actors, read over and record and rehearse lines over these characters. There would be a huge part of the community that that we have today that we wouldn't had that been the case.
100%.
So I get it. It's definitely a door to open.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
just I just don't like when people bring it up. It's still anime. What if somebody? So what's the difference between somebody watching, you know what, in India? You gonna say,
Mhm,
bro, why you watching? I don't
mhm,
understand. You know.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
no, no, you're 100% right. I mean, like, there's no difference between, how many movies are made here in America and then, shown in other countries. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's like the same kind of thing. They do
Yeah.
voiceovers for all of that, and
Yeah.
if you can enjoy the movie the same way I did, although it was originally based here from America, I mean that speaks volumes about it, bro. That's
hundred
just
percent.
that's just this can now be accessed and watched by whoever it can
Mm-hmm.
pertain to.
Mhm, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's really, like, what matters is, like, can it connect? And you have to give people that barrier for entry. You gotta
Yeah.
lower it sometimes just to get them to see, what the beauty of the art is, like,
Mm-hmm.
I think about foreign films, or I even think about, like, when I visited Spain and I was watching TV in Spain, all their shit is dubbed in Spanish, so they got Will Smith on Independence Day speaking Spanish, like, it's not Will Smith's voice, and to
Yeah.
them, they like, that's the only way they can enjoy Independence Day, and, like, I can't knock
Mm-hmm.
for that because I'm the same way
Yeah.
with with Evangelion. Like, I'm not actually gonna listen to fucking the Japanese version of Shinji. Like, I need to hear it,
Mhm.
speaking my language. So, you got to just wherever people can meet it. You got to
Yeah.
just give it respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear
100%.
you.
Totally
I
agree.
hear you, man. But Yeah, so like when you guys were starting to do your show,
Hmm.
what were you kind of looking at in terms of like concepts? Like were you into other podcasts? Were you into other, shows of similar
No,
format?
man.
Nah?
Honestly, to be honest with you, I think that's the reason we call ourselves freestyle anime. Because I was not aware of podcasts. So this is middle COVID, and Rico, my best friend, hits me up. Hey yo man, when we just chatting, say I want to do an anime podcast. First of all, I said, "What the hell is a podcast?" He said, "Bro, you don't know what a podcast is?" No, sir. What is a podcast? And I didn't understand why he had to he got loud to repeat himself. Bro, you don't know what a podcast is? Time out, bro. I don't know you don't gotta get loud to explain, bro. Like just I don't know what it is. And so he put me on, and so we got to break it down. He said, "Hey man, we just gonna chop it up and talk about anime." I said, "What's the idea about it?" He was like, "Man, you watch a lot of anime, so hey, let's just go back and forth and share our opinion." And so he got the mics, and we got started. And honestly, I didn't still wasn't aware of the podcast or still what's going on. So it started off just really kind of still somewhat of a hobby, to be quite frank. Then
Mhm,
I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina,
mhm,
and
mhm,
then CJ, which is Rico knew more. I just knew through CJ because of Rico, and so they end up starting to continuing the podcast.
mhm,
And I want to say then after that wrapped up season two,
mhm,
finished the second year, and Spotify sent us a rap sheet and let us
mhm.
know where did we ranked at that time and moment.
Yeah.
And when we find out what we ranked in the time and moment, and it was within at that time and moment top 10% within anime most anime listeners. We're like, oh, hold up,
What?
let's let's take this serious. So
Right.
beginning of this year,
Yeah.
man, that's when we really put down the groundwork of saying, hey, you know what? We're gonna come out with our own editing strategy. We're gonna come with our own marketing plan. We're gonna come our own way how we're gonna bust through this algorithm. We came up how we're gonna figure out how we're gonna get ourselves Google search engine. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna get monetized. We're gonna get all this affiliation market. We're going to make this happen. And
Mhm,
I mind you, we only started off at that time, beginning of this year. Not even a TikTok page. The only social media platform we had at that time was an Instagram, less than 100 followers.
mhm, mhm,
That's
mhm,
exactly where we started off. We started beginning this year, and we just went after it,
mhm,
after
mhm,
it. And as we continue our platform and continue our skills, and now to the point where hey, we're kind of currently having 15K on TikTok and growing. IG approaching
Oh
4K
yeah.
followers. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. We opened our TikTok page and currently got 15K started. IG approaching 4K, and I mind you, like I said, started beginning of the year, we was only at less than 100 followers. We opened a YouTube page over the summer and currently approaching 1K right now. And within our all of our audio and all across platforms, international, we reach 100 uniquely. No, not 100 actually. Let me back. We actually reach over 1,000 uniquely devices per month.
1,000.
Damn, bro.
So
Shouts out to y'all, bro. That's
we
fucking
so
dope, man.
appreciate it,
Wow.
and there's still more to come. And from this podcast, from the work that we put in, from there, that's when we were able to produce a game show, and that's how the game
Mhm,
show came about, where we just kept going at it, and it was Rico vision and
mhm,
idea of like, hey, how we're gonna do the game show, and we came together. Okay, these are the questions we're gonna ask. This is the back and forth. Let's go with the trivia. How we're gonna do this anime court? What's the idea? So shout out to definitely like Rico who come with like some of our best ideas, to be honest with you.
mhm, mhm,
So Rico definitely doing that. CJ merch, man. CJ our designers. For
mhm,
sure. He makes all of our merch, and he got me with just constantly just making all the editing videos or make majority of our editing videos. And sometimes me and Rico, we go at it. We go at it. Sometimes we try to see who can make the best editing,
mhm,
and we work as a team. I want to say, man, we work as a fucking team. I think that will separate us from any other podcaster that I notice as well too. Is we don't never try to put it all on one person's shoulder. You
mhm.
know what?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
hey, you can handle this, you handle that. I'll handle this, you handle this. I'm posting this day, I'm running this page this day, you run the page that day. Hey, can you handle X, Y, and Z? Maul, can you take care of this? Rico be taking care of this. So it's yeah, man. Man, my team is just a fucking amazing. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got an amazing team, man. We get together, and the people that we're building around us have been such amazing. So shout out to our team. Shout
Hell
out
yeah,
to
man.
our team.
It's also
Mhm.
Hell
good
yeah,
because,
shout
you
out.
know, by you guys being that way, bro, it's like,
Mm.
you know, you guys are really helping each other become better at the same time. It's not just,
Mhm.
you know, it's not let's say CJ was, you know, clearly, let's say he was just the best editor that
Mm.
you guys had and clip maker and the guy behind your merch, right?
Mhm.
At some point you guys could have just been like, all right, we'll just let CJ handle this. But like you just said, you know, you and him, you guys, you know, you battle each other, and it's only for good sport. You know what I mean? It's not that you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I want to be the head editor, I want to be the head of
Mhm.
merch now. I don't want CJ doing that. It just works so well because you guys are getting better off of each other, and who better to do that with than your boys that you started your shit with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not
Mhm.
it's cool to get it from people, you know, that maybe aren't a part of your team as well, but it makes you feel, I'm sure, way
Mhm.
better by the end result that you guys know, like, hey man, we push each other to do this. This is all on
Mhm.
us, you know, and it's I like that, man. That's good shit, bro. For real. Again, shout out to you guys because that's just awesome.
I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that.
And it really goes to show that we are in a day and age now where there are no excuses. If you want to create your
Mhm.
own content, if you want to create your own channel, if you know, want to be a channel that people can tune into, just like we used to tune into Adult Swim, just like we used to tune into G4, you know, just like
Mhm.
we used to watch, all that shit back in the day, we can do that now. We
Mhm.
the price of doing it is cheap enough. The ability to learn how to use the
Mhm.
tools is easy enough,
Mhm.
and there's just no excuse, you know. And for anybody
Mhm.
listening, you know, like if people are thinking, man, well, I'd like to start this, but I don't know how to da da da. Bruh, you
Mm.
know, you were a big inspiration for us, Mal. You know, when we started this, like, you really broke it down for me. You were like, yo, man, you don't need no help, bro. You guys
Yeah.
got it. Like, just figure that shit out, keep staying consistent, and it just starts to happen. And I think one of the things that's so beautiful about the internet and about content sharing, content creation, is that it really
Mhm.
is putting your soul on display. You know, people are going to feel your genuine soul when you make something that's real to you. And if they
Mhm.
can feel that, if they can feel that realness, they're going to connect with it. If it connects with them, if it's something that they're also interested in, there's no more barriers. They don't feel like they have
Mhm.
to, go to something else. They can go right to you, right to the source, you know. And that's such a
Mhm.
beautiful thing. We're really blessed to be in this day and age where, you know, we have that ability now to make our own worlds and, you know, invite people
Mhm.
to it, you know. And that's
Mhm.
such a beautiful thing. And when me and Dom started on this journey, you know, I'd been doing podcasts for a while. A lot of the time for me, it was just, you know, having fun with my friends, you know, nice little pet project here and there. But I was like, you know what? I want to put my soul on wax. I'm tired of just doing it halfway. Let me just really put this out there. And once we made that decision, things started happening, bro. Like, things
Mhm.
outside of our control started happening, you know. And it really shows you that, you know, for whatever people want to believe, if they don't believe in God, you know, whatever. But if there, you know,
Mhm.
if there is something that's running this whole show, it's listening to you. You know, when you do this kind of
Yeah.
stuff and when you put that kind of shit out there, it's listening and it's aiding and abetting, you know, because it wants genuineness. You know, this
Mhm.
universe only wants the genuine shit. So when you put it out there, it will push it, you know. And
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful time to be alive, man. Like
Mhm.
It
Drake said.
really is, and it
Yeah.
kind of, you know, it kind of translates towards even how we first met you guys. I mean, me and Adam at the time, we had, you know, X amount of videos out already, and all of them at that point, you know, it was always me and him. Outside of whatever like Discord videos we would go about, and we'd
Mhm.
have guests on there. For the most part, every guest that we had up until that time, whether it was Discord or even our video episodes, nobody was being shown. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was always a voice. You know, we had a few video episodes, and one of my buddies came, gave his insight on some topics. We did an interview with him, but he didn't really want to be on the camera. He had no problem talking, but whatever it is. So me and Adam were just together. We sat down, and he was like, "Man, we gotta." He told me, he's like, "We got to get more guests on the show. We got to start connecting with people." So I had been following you guys from a random clip I had seen one time, just scrolling on my reels.
Mhm.
Checked your guys' page out, liked everything I was seeing, and I knew that it correlated with exactly one of the main images we were trying to portray through this podcast. So I told Adam, I'm like, look, man, I've been following these guys. I'm like, let me just hit them up, you know, let me just see what they're about, see what they're cool with. And I swear, and I hope this does not come off as offensive, but I thought because you guys were already so established at that point of me realizing, you know, maybe we can get these guys. I was like, damn, you know, these guys are probably going to be busy. They're probably not going to have the time to, you know, come out, contribute to our show, have us on their show, whatever it was going to end up being. And then I swear it was the day I hit you guys up on IG. I was like, hey, we love the show, yada yada. We're doing something similar. We're wondering if you guys want to collab. You guys literally got back to us the next day, and that literally just blew my mind because I was like, damn, that was the first look into how real y'all were as a group, not just individually. And then
Mm-hmm.
everything else that came after that, you can ask Adam. He does this. I do this at the same time. We always talk about how appreciative we are of you guys, all the things that you guys have helped us with, the inspiration we've gotten from you guys from watching your clips, your videos, all your ideas. Like we really just want to give that shout out and that thanks to you guys because it helped us tremendously, bro, more than we probably even thought it would have.
Man, first of all, it just feel honored just to hear you guys, and I appreciate. First of all, I appreciate even being on this platform, and I'm here just to help and serve. That's one thing I definitely want to let our platform know is, hey, we're we're people of serving because we understand how to get it out the mud because there's no one gave us a handout. No one came on
Yeah.
us breaking it down saying, "Hey, this is how you need to bust through the algorithm," or this is how many times you need to post a day," or "This is how you find a global post." None of that. There's no
Mhm.
one out there, and the people that we're reaching out to wasn't really giving us much information. So we had to just do our own research, our own reading, and we understand, yo, that stuff can be discouraging. And
Yeah.
one of the things
Yeah.
that we wanted to do is, yo, we're gonna be a platform where, hey, it's open to, hey, yo, you need to learn, you need some ideas, hit us up, man. Open to collabing, yes, because hey, we understand that struggle of when you first building that content and there's no like, no views, no engagement, no one's hitting
Mhm.
you up, you're not sharing. Like, man, it makes you want to give up. But
Mhm.
now we can just have that platform say, no, man, we're gonna help one another, give you some ideas, give you some pointers that you need to change. Maybe you need to stop using these hashtags. This is probably what's not hurting you, and this is probably you need to change this around to elevate your game and take you to the next level because we made those mistakes, we
Mhm.
made those choices, and now we understand our own idea, and we're good in our own identity. We believe in ourselves. We have confidence in ourselves, and now we just want to inspire the next content creators to hey flourish, do
Yeah.
amazing things as well too because we're being connected with people that the people that we're meeting now have just been yeah, God bless us, man. God blessing us. God blessing
Yeah.
us.
No,
Yeah,
and
man.
it's right because you guys did it the right way, bro. Like you guys
Hmm.
didn't step on no toes. And you guys, one very highly used trend I see nowadays this is one of many that I would never understand how it ever became a trend, is that gatekeeping shit. I will never understand how coming from, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
why ever do that? Especially when you're like you just mentioned, you're somebody, we're both right here, we're people that just started this on our own, within our groups. There was no
Hmm.
like person that was so elevated past us to where like, here, just do all this, you'll be fine. And then that's
Hmm.
exactly how it worked. No, you guys got it. You guys were like, damn, we struggled. We had to take a lot of time, to perfect whatever we had to do. We had to really go do our studying, do all that. And very easily, I could have seen anybody choosing to go down that path of gatekeeping because it's like it kind of comes down to the question of, well, why should I help you? Not in a fucked up way, but why should I help you? I'm already doing my own shit trying to work on this. I'm not going to. But nah, you guys did the opposite. You're like, nah, we're about
But
to let motherfuckers know
Yeah.
what to do. Y'all ain't
Yes.
gonna, you know what I'm saying? But
And
yeah.
in retrospect, like, you can give somebody all these tips and ideas and they'll still go about it their way and not see it
hmm
fully, and it don't always work. Now, that doesn't speak about the person giving the clues. It's more on the person trying to take it the wrong way, I guess I should say.
yeah.
But you know what it really is when you see people like you're saying gatekeeping and shit. What it really is it's a mentality of scarcity. They think that
Hmm.
there's only a certain amount of people that's gonna listen. I gotta make sure I'm the one that everybody's
Mm.
listening to. Man, there's 8 billion eyeballs out there, man. There's 8 billion
Yes.
eyeballs
Yeah.
out there. There's enough eyeballs to go around. We're good. Everybody can eat at
Facts.
this table. We don't gotta play them
Hmm.
games no more. We got the
Hmm.
ability now to reach everybody
Hmm.
on this planet. So, we don't
Yeah,
gotta worry about
man.
it. So yeah, man. And also too, I'm sorry I got to talk about this, but a
Yeah.
lot of people that look like us, they're not a lot of people that look like us ain't doing this, and it's just
Yeah.
No.
the truth that the people that don't look like us that are doing it, they're helping each other out. You see them go
Mm-hmm.
on
Hmm.
shows and help each other out and jump on each other's podcasts. If we're doing this and we're in our corner in our world and talking to our audience, then we owe it to our audience to help each other out, because we got to give
Hmm.
them that diversity of content. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
it
Absolutely.
all comes down to that,
Mhm. I think it's this is I personally believe it's just it's about seeking mental help. I think a lot of in our culture within the black community, the people that look like me, because I am a black man and I am a proud of black man. And I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I think one of the biggest things people don't talk about is mental health. I feel like I'm a person that seek therapy. I'm in therapy at this time of moment as well too, because
Mhm.
life is real. Life is
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
and life can
Yeah.
be hard. Life can be dangerous, and I'm sad to say, life don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry to say it in that lingo, but I just had to just be direct about it because hey, and I feel like if you're not seeking someone to help you deal with those type of trauma, those type of issue that you're dealing with, it doesn't even have to be a therapist. It could be a life coach, because you got some life coaches that's really great at handling stress and life
Mhm.
adjustments.
Mhm.
You may not need a true therapist.
Mhm.
So therefore, I think it's just talking about those things, being open about those things to someone that can direct whatever going through in your mind because hey, we all know it gets very lonely to be in your thoughts by yourself and you're not
Mm-hmm.
expressing yourself. You're not letting yourself out, man. That's something that can truly tremendously hurt you.
Mhm.
And that's how I express my art is through the podcast, because at
Mhm.
heart I am a content creator and I believe I'm a content creator and I identify myself as a content creator. So therefore
Mhm.
moving in that space and being in that space helped me with my mental. Never truly, I think throughout content creation, only experienced a burnout once. And the only reason I experienced a burnout, once again, is shout out to my team. I was not using my team and helping
Mhm.
my team and utilizing my team. That's another thing. You can hurt your team by not being honest and not getting yourself checked out and not having the right mental, think you big and ego, and you're actually hurting your team. And
Right.
there's a moment I hurt my team because I experienced a burnout, and I could avoid that burnout if I would just express and let them know what's going on, how I'm handling this certain situation in my life, and
Right.
so therefore I would think mental health is a big thing, man. It's a big thing,
Definitely
especially
is.
in this space, bro. So, yeah,
Definitely is.
man.
No, I totally identify with that, man. I went through a real transformative journey, coming out of college and then ending up back here in Michigan.
Mhm,
I was living in New Orleans throughout college. I was working
mhm,
on movie sets. I was trying to sell scripts. I was,
mhm.
on that wavelength. I was working 12 hours, 14 hours on a movie set, waking up doing the same shit over again. Also
Yeah.
trying to write scripts in the meantime, also trying to juggle my personal life in the meantime, just
Mhm.
burning the candle on both
Yeah.
ends and not
Mhm.
and not opening up about it, not telling people, "Yo, I'm overwhelmed. I need help." And if I had said that,
Mhm.
I probably would have had a little bit more longevity in that space. But it was what it was, and it was an experience where I learned a lot. But I also learned, I'm a human being. I have limits.
Yeah.
I can't do everything on my own, and
Mhm.
it got to a point where I when I wanted to start this show and I wanted to do a podcast, I had learned enough about myself at that point where I was like, I'm not going to do a show unless I have a co-host. I'm not doing it one man show no more. I know I need, that give and take and that duality to things,
Mhm.
and once I humbled myself and realized that that was where I shined the most, that was when things started to work for me, but it wasn't
Mhm.
until I had to humble myself and realize, like, hey, here's what I can handle. And beyond that, I'm only going
Mhm.
to hurt myself and hurt others around me by taking on
Mhm.
more than I can handle. So
Yeah.
it really was that experience for me. And mental health is a big part of it, man. Especially during, 2020 during COVID, I was living in Los Angeles during COVID, man. Like
Mhm.
that shit, I was, January
Whew.
1st, 2020, bro. January 1st, 2020, I had moved to LA for the first time, put my bags down in my new apartment. I had about
Mhm.
3 months of running and gunning, living that LA life, and then everything shut down, bro. And then I was trying to pretend like nothing was bothering me. I was like, man, nah, everything's straight. I'm hearing sirens at night, people
Mhm.
screaming. I can't leave my apartment. I was shit's fucking up at work. I can't figure shit out. And I'm just, oh no, everything's straight. I'm good. I don't have no problems. And all that was doing was
Mhm.
hurting my ability to truly perform in the way that I should have
Mhm.
been. And
Yep.
but you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And the best thing about that is that when you make a mistake, you get this, invaluable piece of knowledge that
Mhm.
otherwise you probably wouldn't have gotten, that just makes you that much stronger. So, if people are
Yeah.
listening to this and they're like, man, I'd love to do my own show, but I made too many mistakes or I burned these bridges and I can't do it. Well, guess what? Now you know what you can and can't do. And now it's time to move forward with that knowledge. And that's,
Hundred
Yeah,
percent.
absolutely,
Hundred
bro. I mean,
percent.
even
Man. Go ahead.
even you, like everything you just said with, you finally coming to terms, figuring out what it was that you needed, bro. Indirectly, it even ended up helping out me because, like I told you, I don't think you guys over at Freestyle know about how me and Adam even originally met. it's not a long story. I mean, I've known Adam's girlfriend for a long time. She grew up 2 streets away from me. And
Mm-hmm.
one time we were hanging out and, she ended up asking me a question that not many people in my life outside of family and my closest friends
Mm-hmm.
would be actually interested to find out. And she asked me, what do I want to do with my life? Like, what do I have as
Mm-hmm.
far as career plans, things like that?
Yeah.
And it stumped me because I was like, I don't really have an answer for that. I never throughout my life given the most time and thought towards that to actually pinpoint what I would enjoy to do that is doable, on a
Mm-hmm.
realistic scale. And I kind of left my answer at that. And literally no time later, I think it was like 2, 3 months had gone by, didn't really talk to her that often. She hits me up. She's like, hey, my boyfriend's trying to start this new podcast. He's looking for a co-host. She's like, would you be interested in that? My first initial thought was, I told her, I was like, give me a couple of days to give you an answer because I still, even at that time, wasn't fully sure on how I felt, right? So I was like, let
Yeah.
me really think this over, give myself a day or two
Mm-hmm.
and really soak in and realize, everything I was getting, to start doing and how everything would be changing. The final day when I gave her my answer, it was clear as day, right? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, send him my phone number, give him,
Mm-hmm.
give me his, whatever it is. And literally,
Yeah.
bro, right away, me and Adam clicked, and it was like the rest was history because
Mm-hmm.
after that point, he was the reason why I was okay to like kind of break out of a shell that I felt like I'd boxed myself into. I'd always known something with broadcasting, something with radio, something where I'm on a platform talking. I
Mm-hmm.
knew it was one of my interests, but I guess at the time I was kind of like unfortunately waiting for what we would call a handout, somebody to come to me and be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, let's do this." But and directly Adam influenced that because I would never right now if I never would have met him, I wouldn't be doing this. I would just be
Mm-hmm.
doing my normal 9 to 5, feeling however I was feeling at the time, whether it was down, stuck in my head, any of those things. So I'm
Mhm.
forever grateful for it, and I'm really glad to have met this guy because it's made me do a lot of different things and like push myself and go ask some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like without
Yeah.
that fear in mind of failure and I'm not going to be good enough, all those things. And
Mm-hmm. That's
fast forward
amazing.
to now, bro, here we are. So it's just worked well on both ends.
You
That's
know,
amazing.
a squadron of soldiers is always better than a one-man army. That's the truth, and it's always
Mm-hmm.
been the
Yeah.
truth. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. And shouts out to Allie. Shouts out to my girlfriend. It's the love of my life. She saved my life. So, it was beautiful that we were able to find something that helped what I was already trying to do even without her. Like it just shows
Mm-hmm.
you that when you put something out there that's genuine, like going back to what I was saying, like when
Yeah.
you're really giving the universe something that is true about your soul, it will
Mm-hmm.
respond. It will say
Oh
that,
yeah.
okay, this is really what you want. All right, well, here are the
Mm-hmm.
tools to get that. And it
Yeah.
just puts it in front of you. And it's crazy
Yeah.
how these things open up when
Yep.
you actually are genuine with yourself. But and sometimes for a lot of people, it's a journey just to understand what it is, like how Dom was saying, what it is
Mm-hmm.
that you want. That's the first step. You got to figure
Yeah.
that out. But
Yeah.
once you figure that out, it's so funny, man, how the world just starts to
Mm-hmm.
open up. The
Mm-hmm.
land just starts to clear out, and you start to see, oh, this is how I'm supposed to do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
it just starts to unfold. And that's kind of how this journey's been for us. It really has been like that.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know, man.
awesome. Because the universe is definitely will whatever you put back out, it will spit it back to you, and I'm a firm believer in that. I
Hmm.
am, because throughout this podcast journey, one of the things that I do with the podcast, is I use it to express whatever I'm going through, and I share, and I had shared this before, and I share with other people and other content creators that hey, some of my biggest video is literally me angry, upset. I'm going through something personal in my life, and I just go pull out my iPad, or my laptop, whatever I'm editing at that time, or even sometimes my phone. To be honest, so whatever I can get my hands on to edit, like is an addiction, like a drug, and
Hmm.
I'm lashing out. I'm cutting up the video. I'm taking all the things I want to put on the video. I'm using anything artistic, and I'm throwing it all onto this edit because I'm just angry or I'm upset, and it's an outlet for me to
Yeah.
let out whatever that I'm going through. And the best part about the internet, and also my mindset is every video is going to go viral, whether it goes viral or not. My mindset is every video is going viral,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just let my emotion speak for itself, and that's my real emotions. Every video that I cut up is my true emotions, whatever I'm going through.
Hmm.
Like I
Hmm.
literally put everything I got into a video.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what it takes. It doesn't take. It takes nothing less than that. If you're not
Mm-hmm.
putting 110% into it, you're gonna get 0% out of it. And
Oh yeah, 100%.
and that's really what I've learned in all the creative things I've done, but especially with this. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, but real quick, switching gears.
Yeah.
One of the things that me and Dom talk a lot about on our show outside of anime is music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're big
Okay.
music fans, we're big music heads.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of different kinds of genres, but obviously rap is where our hearts are, and one of the
Okay.
things we like to do is just kind of ask people, when they come on the show, like what their musical influences are, what they like in terms of music, or what really has inspired them musically. So I just kind of wanted to ask you, Ma, like,
Mm,
like where are you at musically? Because I know not only does Haiti have a rich tradition, but South Florida has a rich tradition
yeah.
just in itself
Yeah.
about music.
Yeah,
You know what? Hey man,
305 Dade County.
hey, but
Yeah.
you
Let's
want to know something?
go.
Nah, Dom. You want to know something? Dom said to me the other day, Mal. He said,
Uh,
"Yo, Miami ain't got rap like that. Miami don't got no
No,
rap. There ain't
no,
no rap,
no,
Miami."
no, 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 no. He's giving that
Man
all
said,
straight to you without context of what our
all right.
original
All
conversation
right.
was.
What's the context? Go ahead.
We were in this big debate, me, him, and my boy Ron. We were just talking about a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of different aspects of rap, and one of the areas that we came across was we were having the SoundCloud talk, right or wrong, Adam? What
"Yeah,
wasn't it
yeah, we
about
brought
like
up SoundCloud,
SoundCloud?
yeah."
Yeah. So he was trying to make a comparison. I want to say it was about like it was SoundCloud. That's exactly what it was.
Mhm,
And his part of the debate was Playboy Cardi was like one of the main reasons that the SoundCloud success came about. And I told him that that was true, but at the same time, I was like, I ended up telling him about Miami, and I was like, listen, bro, a lot of these guys from Miami were really doing that. And then it brought me to because let's be real here. We were talking about high profile, high level people in rap. So this is
Yeah.
now an exclusion of majority of these SoundCloud guys, these underground guys who aren't getting the most views. And I
Okay.
said to him, I'm like, who from Miami? And I named the obvious people who, outside of like X, like Denzel Curry, Rick Ross, and like I'll leave it at those three because I can't think of who else I said at the time. But it was
Mm-hmm.
mainly about those three. I'm like, these guys really, with the exclusion of Rick Ross too, because he came in a different era. But like X and Denzel Curry and like Raider Clan, I'll even throw out there. Like they were outside of them. I was like, tell me. I'm like, who else? And Adam listens to a lot of, like I said, underground shit, a lot of shit that not a lot of people know about or have heard of. So
Mm-hmm.
he's naming off guys, and I'm like, yeah, no clue. So maybe I'm just a little uncultured in the whole Miami scene, I guess.
Hey,
I
Ma,
think.
hey,
Go
man,
ahead. Go ahead.
hey, man,
Yeah. Mall.
my bad,
Yeah.
my bad,
You good?
yo, man, Smitty, bro. Let's go to Smitty, bro. Like we can just name one. You know what I mean? Like we don't
Uh.
gotta we don't gotta go too far.
Man, I don't even know where can I start. I think you're if you only including rap, I can give. I'm not gonna say I can give you that because we have some rap artists came out of there. But I think Miami is so diverse that you got artists that are all different types that born and raised from Miami, man. And Miami is a big ass city. Like a lot of people don't know.
Mhm.
Like it's a big city. It's a big city, man. And
Mhm.
Yeesh, man. Like I'm just like shocked that what?
like you hear this
What?
man?
Yeah. Uh, oh
Yeah,
man, I don't even know like where
where
to
to
begin.
start?
Cause
Yeah,
yeah,
where do you
yeah,
start?
the star like man. Cause yeah, there's some underground. We got some underground local legends that that are still like part of the underground that's still around. But man, we Miami been on the map for a minute, man. For a minute,
Man, they've been
like
defining shit. They've been defining shit in
yeah,
Miami.
for the longest, man.
Mhm.
And then you always hear people too. There's a difference between there's a difference between a person that say I'm from South Florida, than a person
Mm,
say I'm from Florida. That's two
mhm.
Right.
different people. That's not
Big,
the same
big
person.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
not the same person.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't understand. South Florida is just its own culture, its own unique identity because there's South Florida itself, starting from West Palm Beach on the East Coast, right? I'm really talking about on the East Coast. So starting from West Palm Beach, going all the way down to the port of Miami. You got the Haitians, you got the
Mhm.
Cubans, you got the all. First of all, you got all the Caribbean islands. I'm gonna just
Mhm.
say that you
Everybody.
got
Right.
you got all that. So you got that huge entire melting pot. Then also you got the people that's coming all the way from Africa and Europe, and you got the
Mhm.
Canadians that they pretty much I call them what's another term? They like to visit often though, not snowbirds, but there's another terminology I like to use. I'm trying to think of it.
Taurus?
Anyway, huh?
They're Taurus?
No, they kind of live there. You can say they live there because they own condos and everything. And trust me, they're gonna be down here. They're gonna be in South Florida for like an average like 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
So it's like it's a continuous thing that they come down here. You got the Canadians, then you got a huge part of Brazil, Brazilian culture out there as well too. Then you got all about it in Central America that's also in South Florida. So it's my grandmother, and there's a lot of things I don't talk about. She's actually Haitian and Cuban.
Oh,
And
true.
so my grandmother is like she speak English, Spanish, and French and Creole because that's how diverse you need it to be.
Yeah.
And in Miami, because I grew up in Little Haiti, but right next to Little Haiti is another city called Partel. All they speak nothing but Spanish, and I got to cut through there to go to school. So best believe I gotta learn a little bit of Spanish or learn a little couple of things as well too. Then you go toward the south side. You got a bunch of Cubans over there. You gotta learn how they speak as well too, how they maneuver. You got the Brazilians, man. And then you got your own blacks within the blacks. And you gotta learn how to maneuver as well too. So therefore, it's Miami is built different. You gotta have tough skin. And what the baby said, gotta have tough skin. You need that. You need that. Yeah, Miami. Yeah, and to give a little bit of culture of growing up, how to struggle growing up, and me being Zoe, they had a thing called not necessarily Haitian Flag Day. It was like kind of like a Zoe Day where honestly, just because you were Zoe, niggas would like beat up on you. Just came up, just ran across your mouth and just beat up on you just because you were being Zoe. So Miami is different. It's just a different type of culture, man. Just because of who you are. You honestly go through your own type of racism. It's like, man, fuck being white. Shit, I'm just Zoe and I'm Haitian. I'm getting my ass murked. It's like, dang. So, but at the same time, that Zoe Pound, the Zoe game was just a different type of beast as well too, man. Zoe Pound would cut off people's heads.
Oh yeah, no. So all gangs in America before they go to sleep at night, they check under the bed for the Zoe. They check under the bed for the Zoe Pound, bro. Those are the scariest people on the planet, bro. Like there ain't nobody that goes harder. It's not even a contest, bro.
Yeah.
But and they hold it down. Their areas of Miami are their areas. There's nobody else that runs nothing around there, bro.
Yeah.
Like Overtown, Little Haiti, like you already know, man. That's just them, But yeah, and like you were saying, it's normal in Miami to speak 4 languages. Like that's normal.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to. You know what I mean? Like you kind of gotta be trilingual, like not even bilingual out there, and it's a really unique place. Like, my father grew up in Miami, born in Miami, he was the first Black architect to ever graduate from University of Miami. Like
that's amazing. That's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He very, very much like that. Do you know Masjid Al Ansar, the Black Mosque in Miami?
Yes.
He started that. He was one of the people.
Wow, that's crazy. Snap. Okay.
Yeah. Yo, man, like I don't rep
you got some history, man.
I don't rep
bro.
I don't rep it because I moved, I moved when I was like 6 or 7, like I grew up mostly in Maryland, that's really where I grew up. But my older brother, my older brother went to Cushman,
snap.
Yeah. No, it ain't, I'm defined out there, bro. Ask about Alvaris out there, bro. You just gotta ask
wow.
Them, but but that's that's not my world, that's just my family's world. So I just pay homage to that. But just from seeing how it was normal for him, and it wasn't very normal for a lot of African Americans, his generation, to be as exposed as he was to so many different cultures, and that was always a defining factor about like my family over there, is that even though they weren't Haitian, even though they weren't Cuban, like they could speak a little Spanish, they could speak a little, they had to, you know what I mean? Like they had to be able to assimilate like that, and that's such a defining thing about Miami,
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
No, it's good. That's some good good character development right there. You have a life through Miami, bro. You're gonna come out there on top, then way over a lot of other motherfuckers from wherever else they could be from. So that much I know. I had some family that lived in Miami for a minute, only been once or twice in my life, but I have an idea. But I'm still standing on my rap stance. Sorry to tell you, Adam.
I think, man, there's some rappers, bro. We got
no, there is. I was just talking my shit to Adam because he's got this way of like, He's like one of the only people whose opinions I take on a lot of these rappers that he has such high standards for, which I can't always see, but I'll give him that. I'll give him that. He gets me sometimes with it. He's like the only person though.
But you were showing me some music, Mal,
Yeah.
before we did it. Yeah, so
So
yeah.
go ahead.
No,
You
I
want
wanted
me
to
to
ask you. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so man, musically, I grew up in honestly, I grew up, with rap in the household, but because I grew up also my grandmother in the household, so I had also listened to a lot of Caribbean, Haitian music, and what we call compa as well too. So therefore, I enjoy music that kind of got a mix of both. That got I'm not gonna say Afrobeat because Afrobeat is its own thing, but I got a little bit of Caribbean beat to it, or just something like think about Drake with that song featuring Rihanna. What's it called?
Oh,
Work.
I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
work.
So
Yeah,
yeah, work. So with that song right there, those type of melodies, those type of beats are the one that I'm more of a big fan because that's how I grew up. Because in the
Mhm,
Haitian culture and the Bahamian culture, we love to dance. Dance is
mhm.
part
yeah.
of our thing. Dancing is if music again don't have us dancing, I'm sorry, we ain't really playing it. So that's for that
Mhm.
part. I'm not. I don't shit on rap because rap is I love rap and rap is part of me as well too because I grew up on it, but it's not part of me up to the point like oh it's the dearest to my heart. So rap won't always be my go to. It'd probably be like my top three or top four, but it would
What
not be my first go to.
so what would
Me
be
for
your
me
first
personally.
what would be your like, is
So
it yeah.
so my first go to will honestly let me dang man, I don't really have a specific artist that I would say I will go to, but currently who I'm bumping to right now is honestly the Christian rap artist Lecrae. So that's
Okay.
who I'm
Yeah, I know
currently
Lecrae.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
currently who I've been bumping to heavily as a rap artist. But from there I sprinkle a little bit of Drake, Rod Wave,
Mhm,
Big Sean, because I love Big Sean music. I'm a big fan of
mhm,
Big Sean of music. J.
mhm,
Cole, Wale,
mhm,
Kendrick. So, those
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Adam, you
so for
hear those
sure.
last 4 or 5, my boy? Did you
Uh-huh.
hear those
So
names?
yeah, so yeah.
uh-huh.
Even though I'm from Miami, I
Yeah.
would say the only true rap artist that I listen to from Miami, to be honest with you, is really Kodak. And I
Yeah.
think the only reason I listen to Kodak Black the most
That's
is because
valid.
the
He's
only
Haitian.
yeah, hundred
I knew it.
percent.
I knew it.
He's the president of
And
Haiti. He's the
yeah,
president.
bro. He's Haitian. He's Haitian. Uh, you know, uh, and don't get me wrong. Oh, and also another go-to artist that is Wyclef Jean. I listen to that nigga a lot though too.
Oh yeah,
A
Wyclef's legendary, bro.
yeah,
Let's be real
Wyclef
here.
man. Yeah, see, he man, definitely put the Haitians on the map for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
One of the people for sure. So yeah, that would say, man, that's been pretty much like my rap artist that I like to go to. I would say for the most part. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Nah, Kodak, I mean, that's my like, if you look at my, icon on Discord, like, it's
Yeah.
Kodak. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
that's who it's gotta be, like,
Mhm.
he he just is that guy.
Yeah.
My sister always says, like, "Kodak's been here before. He's an old soul. Like, he's been here before." You know what I mean? Like, he might be 1,000 years old. Like, he might really be that old. Like, he's just got that maturity of musical sound and that mastery of language that, like, you don't get
Mhm.
from a lot of these young rappers, man, and
Yeah.
you heard it from him you heard fourth quarter when he was like 15. Did you hear fourth quarter?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yo,
man, I've been listening to
Yeah,
Cole.
I think I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about because
Yeah.
yo,
that doesn't sound like how he sounds today, right?
no,
No,
it
does
does
nothing
not.
at all. Not. No, it does
Yeah,
not.
I
I
have
mean,
heard that.
Even before Kodak, before he was Kodak Black, he used to go by J Black, and even
Oh, yeah.
before, damn man, he was just different with it on the street because he grew up right there in a little bit of Pompano, man, right there
Yeah.
where and the crazy part about the later on in my teenage year, I want to say about like 15. I
Mhm.
lived in Pompano, so you see some of the music videos, his old school videos. I can name all those streets
Hell
where it
yeah.
was at or where it been, and so it's kind of like it's like my own legend in my backyard. So that's kind of dope, And
Mhm.
Yeah,
his
you're
inner
part of it,
circle,
bro.
yeah. And so in his inner circle, for some reason, I end up one of the people that he knows, or I guess associated with. We went to high school with each other as well too. So it just
Mhm.
let me know like yo how connected I can be with this person. If I
Mhm.
really put the foot in. So I put the
Mhm.
work in. So that's pretty dope.
Absolutely, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nah, yeah. Kodak is inspirational. And it's just crazy to see somebody who takes, and I talk about this with Dom a lot, but like what really impresses me about certain artists is they take a sound and then they make their version of it, and they make it so good
Mhm.
that you associate that sound forever with that rapper, even though they may not have been the person that originated it. Like Kodak,
Mhm.
you can hear his influences in his early music. He wasn't like just
Yeah.
coming out of nowhere. He was coming out
Yeah.
of a culture, but he did it
Mhm.
so well that he made the Kodak sound, and that for me is
Mhm.
that's the signature of a master rapper, master, at that, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I feel. But yeah, man,
100%.
it's really interesting to kind of hear different walks of life and kind of understand where people are coming
Mhm.
from, and kind of getting a piece of everybody's life. But we're almost at our hour, so I just wanted to kind of ask you, was there anything you wanted to rep on the show, just kind of
Yeah.
plug? Yeah.
Um, one thing I would say, just once again appreciate you guys having us on the platform. Having me on the platform is amazing. I'm enjoying having a good time. One thing we want to talk about, man, we're getting ready to go on tour starting next year. We're looking forward to that. We're putting in the groundwork right now to figure out how that looks like, logistically, and we're excited about that. So definitely see us at the next Anime Con, where we will be doing a game show live. So therefore, hey, that's a great way to connect with us, get on our platform as well too. And if you're at that con, it's a great way for exposure, and we'll be doing that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Website being in work right now, where you can order our merch and other get to know us. We got merch coming out, designs, and what else on that website? I'm trying to remember the top of my head. I'm so sorry.
It's all
Uh,
good, bro.
um, and any affiliate marketing that also that's all be on our website as well. So that will be coming out soon. And we have our Patreon getting ready to launch. And also shout out to always our subscribers. We appreciate you guys constantly subscribing to us monthly, and just know the money that you guys provide to us are going to a good cause. And we just want to say thank you so much for all of that. So yeah, man, appreciate me having you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much for,
Appreciate you,
coming on
Ma.
the show, you
Hmm.
know, being the stand-up guy that you are, man. Anytime you want to come on, let us know. Also, when you go on that tour, we expect to stop in Detroit. You know what I
Yo,
mean? Like,
absolutely. Expected. Yo, honestly, the major city expect them because that's some of our biggest fan base from Detroit, New York, Atlanta, LA, Houston, Dallas. Just know in Philly,
mhm.
Seattle, just know we be in there looking at our biggest market, and just know we'll be coming. We'll be coming to y'all. So just wait on it. Just wait on it.
Hell
Hey, bro,
yeah.
I need a reserved spot for that anime game show because I'm sorry to say this, bro, but I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm gonna give all y'all a run for y'all money. So
All
please
right,
let me know my
let's
spot,
do
bro.
it. Let's do it. Just know, we excited, and just know we want that. We want that. We want people to bring that energy. We want you to come to debate us, or you want to go back and forth with us, or even the possibility of having other content creators go at each other. So we're taking this, and we're gonna, man, we're expanding this. We're taking it and expanding it. So y'all be on the lookout. We're coming.
Hell
Let's
We're
yeah.
coming.
go.
Hell
Hmm.
yeah. Well, there it is, guys. Another episode of Two Detroit Nerds going dummy again. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Check us out, Two Detroit Nerds on Instagram, Two Detroit Nerds on Spotify, YouTube. Go ahead and check us out on TikTok as well. Two Detroit Nerds on everything. You already know what time it is, guys.